Hi, welcome to the biggest video that I'm gonna make this month. This is the pick a card and predictions for the month of October. So if you are unfamiliar with how this works, important to remember when watching these kinds of videos is that you absolutely have free will. If there's anything in the reading that you are not particularly liking or enjoying or are excited to come to fruition, you absolutely have your own free will, your own choice to make differences. And as always, with any pick a card reading or any reading that I do, take what resonates and leave the rest. If you are wondering what this setting is, my channel members have already seen it in the weekly podcast upload that I do every Sunday. So if you want the access to the video version of my weekly podcast where I do weekly forecasts through the cards and the planets, then sign up for the membership. It's only $1.99 a month. But for now, let's get started. We're going to do 4 piles where you can pick a deck and then you get the starter reading for this video. And then you can check out the timestamps in the description box below to watch for your sun, moon, and rising signs. If you don't know what those are, I'll always in these videos have a link in the description box where you can calculate them. It's not sponsored, it's just my favorite calculator for the charts. So let's go ahead and choose your pile. For pile number 1, I have the Anna K Tarot. This is the Anna K Tarot. Chose a theme, all decks with dark backs. The pile number 2 is the Afro Avatar Tarot. This one is really glossy but stunning. I used this in the previous podcast episode that went live on Sunday. And pile number 3, I have the Light Seers Tarot, like that. And then for pile number 4, I have the Wandering Star Tarot. This one is the newest in my collection, the Wandering Star Tarot. So take a little bit of a breather to pick your pile, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I'll meet you at your timestamp and then at your sun, moon, or rising. Hi, pile number 1, you chose the Anna K Tarot. So let's take a look at what pile number 1 needs to hear about the month of October. What is it that you need to hear? Oh, the first card is coming out. It is the 9 of Cups. So anything that you have been working towards, any manifestations that maybe you have been doing, that you've been working towards, you're gonna see not necessarily all of it, but a big part of it you're gonna see come true, or you're gonna see reasons, you're gonna see signs from the universe that your wishes are starting to come true. And if you've already had those, then there is a big chance that your wishes will come true in the month of October. So that is really great news, pile number 1. Let me adjust my microphone just a little bit. I want the audio to be excellent for you guys. So let's take a look at what else can pile number 1 expect in the month of October. So pile number 1, have you been doing manifestations? Have you been setting intentions? If so, and you are interested in sharing them with us, then definitely do so in the comments down below. I also have the Page of Rods and the King of Cups. So with the Page of Rods, what we can see here is we see someone being very curious. So something is going to pique your curiosity. I feel like here with the King of Cups, for some of you, it might be that a certain person is going to pique your interest, a certain person who exhibits signs of a King of Cups. So it could be a water sign, doesn't necessarily have to be, but just someone who is very emotionally mature, who's very kind, who has a very calming presence to you as well. This doesn't have to be romantic. It can be for some of you, but it can be just a friendship, a boss, a coworker, anyone who you just meet who is gonna pique your curiosity, like, ooh, how are they? Like, you find them really interesting. And whether it is you want to be more like them or that you feel like they can teach you a lot, they're going to pique your interest. And this is the Wheel of Fortune, it's going to change things around in your life for you. So that is really interesting to see that someone is going to pique your interest, someone who's going to be able to really make changes for you in your life, because that is what I see with the Wheel of Fortune here is the turning of the wheel. So a change in luck, a change in fate, and things really turning around for you in regards to how it has been going for you in the previous weeks or months even. So I also want to take a look at, I didn't even unpack this deck yet, but I have my Dark Mirror Oracle. And I recently added keywords to it. I already did an entire deck study on it, which you can find on my channel in case you're interested in that. But this can show us, since we're talking about October, right? So I'm thinking shadow work. If there's anything that you need to do shadow work on, I want to take a look at what you can do shadow work wise. What is something that you need to uncover, something that maybe you need to do your own reading on, or maybe you can look up readings for on YouTube to watch further shadow work type of readings. I definitely need to do one of those in the month of October. That will be really cool. So let's take a look. Pile number 1. What is something that you need to uncover, something that you need to work through? Here we have addicted. I have written down holding on to something that is harming to you, and temptation. So for some of you, this could be an actual addiction that you are struggling with, maybe because I don't know if this is something outside of the Netherlands, but within the Netherlands, we have Stoptober, which is where you are encouraged to stop smoking for the entire month of October. So maybe that is something that could be interesting to you. Maybe not necessarily for smoking, but maybe for something else that you are feeling like, okay, I'm doing this thing. There's this habit that I'm doing, but it's really not great for me. And I need to take a look at why do I keep coming back to this person, to this habit, even though it's really not good for me? What am I actually getting out of this? And what could I get out of life if I didn't have this habit, if I didn't have this person in my life? So there's something that is really tempting to you that you're holding on to, even though it's harmful to you. And like I said, it could be a person, it could be an actual addiction, but it's something that I feel like for many of you has been going on for a while. And maybe it slowly or surely has started to get worse, which makes it even harder sort of to really get a feel for what this is. Okay, let's take a look. What else is it that we need to work through? Blinded to pain, carrying pain, allowing yourself to feel. So again, it says here blinded to pain. So I feel like what I just mentioned, that this habit, this thing that is bad for you, has slowly or surely started to grow, so that you didn't really realize that things were starting to go so bad, things were starting to get bad. You didn't really realize that because you haven't really gotten a chance to take a real good look at it. So that is the Dark Mirror Oracle for you. I hope that gave you some pointers for some shadow work to do in the month of October. Pile number 1. Let's see if is there anything else that we should take a look at? I usually prepare these things really well, like what I want to ask in the piles and what I want to ask for the signs. But I think this is just going to be it for pile number 1. And don't forget to tune into your sun, moon, and rising, which you can calculate in the through the link in the description box below. Let me know how this resonated with you. I would love to hear. And you can join the channel membership if you're interested in watching the video version of my weekly podcast, as well as access to the private Discord server, which has been a lot of fun. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to tune in to the other signs. Okay, bye. Hi, pile number 2. You chose the Afro Avatar Tarot. This is such a stunning deck, you guys. I literally want to get a tattoo of these fishes here, of these fishes. I want to get a tattoo of that. So let's take a look. Pile number 2. What can we expect for you to happen in the month of October? What can we expect to happen? I have the Hermit card, so that means introspection. It can be some spiritual work that you are excited to do, or that you maybe have been wanting to do. This person here in the Hermit card is Guru Patik, and he is the guru who helps Avatar Aang to get his avatar state under control by opening up his chakra, so unblocking his chakra. So maybe there's some chakra work that you are wanting to do in the month of October. I feel like because we're on our way to Samhain, I feel like it is a great opportunity for you to do some introspective work, especially apparently regarding your emotions, because we have the Nine of Cups and the Five of Cups here. So the Five of Cups is about negative, pessimistic emotions, focusing on the negative thing, focusing on the wrong thing also, because there are still positive things happening in your life as well, but somehow you have been really going through it. And the funny thing is, it's almost like the opposite right here with the Five of Cups, where we see, with the Five of Cups here, being very pessimistic and focusing on the negative and literally pouring out their own cup of happiness because they feel like this is what is going on, even though here in the back we still have two cups upstanding. And then here we have the Nine of Cups, where we have happiness, where we have wishes coming true. So I feel like once you do that spiritual work, whatever it is, opening of the chakras, meditating, any type of spiritual work, and here you can see, I don't know if it's the third eye or the crown chakra. It looks like the third eye is in the middle here. But opening that up and allowing yourself to trust yourself, and allowing yourself to trust your own intuition and your own connection to the universe, I think that is going to really help you unblock some emotions and to really see why you're holding on to some of the really negative emotions in your life right now. So since we're already talking about working through negative emotions, I have my Dark Mirror Oracle here, and this is a deck that I use to take a look at what shadow work needs to be done. So since it's October, I thought, you know what, let's take a look at what shadow work we need to do. Of course, you can do shadow work the entire year, but come on, it's October. So what type of shadow work are you encouraged to do? Pile number 2. Here I have anger and chains. I have here break free and unreasonable. So they're, like I said, the negative emotions, they are kind of unreasonable, and they just make you feel angry, and they make you feel like you are chained to whatever it is. Like, I don't know what is causing your negative emotions right now, but whatever the cause is, it is something that you can easily break free from. You don't have to be chained to this, and you can actually sort of let go of your anger, calm yourself down, know that there are a lot of other possibilities in life for you right now. And that is always easier said than done, right? That's why this is called shadow work, because it's something that is deep within you that you need to deal with. And it's not just usually it's not just like 1, 2, 3 done. So that is the first thing. And the next thing is envious gluttony. What did I write down here? Recognize your jealousy. Ooh, are your negative emotions coming from jealousy regarding to someone? Like, if this is in your career, is there a coworker who has like recently gotten a promotion that you really wanted to get, or people in your life who are entering into relationships when you are single and also looking for a relationship, or there's just something about people in your life right now who are walking a path that you really wanted to walk, and that you feel like you wanted to have achieved by now, which you haven't, and that makes you feel like you're a failure. It makes you angry, it makes you pessimistic, even though there are lots of opportunities to still make your wishes come true. We literally have that here with the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups would not have come up if there were no ways for you to get what it is that you want. So get out of that jealousy, get out of the pessimistic mindset, and take a look at what opportunities are there in your life to still make your wishes come true, to still make your dreams and manifestations come true, because I definitely see that there are ways for you to do so. And I think that is going to be a really important focus for you in the month of October. So pile number 2, I would love to hear how this resonated with you. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to tune in for your sun, moon, and rising signs, which you can calculate through the link in the description box below. You can also book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. And of course, join the membership if you want to get access to the weekly video version of my podcast and access to the private Discord server with all the members. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi, pile number 3. This is the deck that you chose, the Light Seers Tarot. one of my favorites. So let's take a look at what you can expect in the month of October. What can you expect to happen? I have the Sun card, which is ironic because we are just turning from summer into fall. However, there are things in your life that are going to go right. Things are going the right way. You are doing the things. You are like living your authentic life. You are in a place right now where you feel like you can be yourself. And that is also something that you really need. And I feel like that is what you have achieved by setting the right priorities. And that is something that you are continually asked to do within the month of October. You're continually asked to set your priorities the right way, because the Two of Pentacles to me is my card of priorities, setting priorities, finding a balance, having a lot going on. But as long as you tune into what feels authentically right to you, I feel like it is going to be okay. The Eight of Pentacles, again, I feel like you have a lot going on. But again, as long as you make the choice that feel authentically right to you and that lights you up inside and it makes you feel happy and it makes you feel positive and it makes you feel like the Sun card, I feel like things are gonna go right. So that is what I have here for you for this part of the message. Now, because it is October, I thought, you know what? I'm gonna grab my Dark Mirror Oracle for you guys and pull some cards to see what shadow work prompts could be useful for you to take a look at. So shadow work is when you look at the parts that are hidden from within yourself, which you need to bring to light so you can work through them. So let's take a look at what could be good shadow work prompts for you, pile number 3. The first one is peaceful among thorns, enlightenment and keeping calm. Ooh, so that is interesting. I almost feel like enlightenment, keeping calm. The first thing that sort of comes to mind, because you have been so busy, it is so important for you to find moments where you can find peace, where you can find your calm, where you can, I don't know, maybe meditate a little bit or just find some way to bring a little bit of calm, a little bit of peacefulness in your life so you can actually are able to deal with all of that. That doesn't really feel like a lot, like very shadow worky, but I like within your initial reading with the 3 cards, I was like, what kind of shadow work prompts could be helpful with that? And this one really makes a lot of sense, because I feel like right now your life is actually going pretty smoothly. Of course, you still definitely have to work for it. However, I feel like things are falling into place for you. Things are going the right way. You're working really hard and you have worked really hard to make this happen in the past. So I think that is really great. Let's see if I can get one more card for shadow work prompt. Sacrifice, accepting loss. That's interesting. Sacrifice, accept loss. So I do have a deck study that I did on this, because I am not super familiar yet with this deck. Accepting loss to move on. Things have to go for it to get better. So I think that there are some things that, because you are so busy, that there are inevitably things that you need to sacrifice in order to make it all work. However, the thing that you sacrifice should not be the trying of getting some calm, getting some peace in your life. That is not the thing that you need to sacrifice on. If there are so many things that are going on in your life, there is something regarding that you probably need to sacrifice a little bit. Like accept that it's not the right time for that right now, and that either let go of like one of the things or chip down a little bit of all of the things so you have more space for yourself as well. So pile number 3, that was a reading. Let me know how it resonated in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. You can also become a channel member for $1.99 a month to get access to the video version of my podcast, Coffee and Cards, as well as access to the private Discord server. You can also book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me through the link in the description box below. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye! Hi, pile number 4, you chose the Wandering Star Tarot. So let's take a look at what can pile number 4 expect to happen in the month of October. What can pile number 4 expect to happen in the month of October? The first one is the 6 of Cups, and this deck also has keywords on it: harmony, childhood, reconciliation. Okay, English is not my first language, in case you couldn't tell yet. So the Six of Cups, to me, is a card of childhood. It's about going back to your roots, connecting to something from your childhood in general. So here it says harmony, childhood, reconciliation. I feel like the key word here is the one that I have a lot of trouble pronouncing, which is reconciliation. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. However, I think that there's something from your past that you are still holding on to, that it's going to be very important to you, for you, to reconcile with it, even though I don't know if it's like a person, a situation, or whatever it is that you need to reconcile with, so that you need to make amends with, that you need to be okay with, that you need to accept in order to move on, or that you need to let go of in order to move on. So that's interesting. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Like, what does that look like? The thing that you need to sort of accept. I have the, Okay, so there are two cards in this deck, that one that is a yes and one that is a no. And this one says no. So there's a thing from your past that either, I think it's either you said no to that you regret, but I think for most of you, it is that this is something that you should have said no to. That is something that you regret right now, something that you regret doing. So that's actually really sad, something that you regret doing and something that you should have said no to. And I think in order for you to reconcile with that is for you in the future, like, you cannot change that has happened. However, you can help yourself grow and help yourself with saying no to things in the future that you are just uncomfortable with, and setting boundaries that are much stricter in order to protect yourself. I think it's better to not do something and afterwards be like, oh, I could have done that, instead of what has happened now, saying yes when you feel really, really uncomfortable and you regret doing something or regret having like something happen. And the next one is the Six of Wands. This is about pride, about celebrating. This has victory, glory, triumph. However, in this case, I think it is that you need to celebrate every time that you do set a boundary, and that you stick to your boundaries, and that you stick to saying no when you feel like no. I think that is going to be really important for you in the month of October, to allow yourself to say no to things that make you uncomfortable, and to sort of celebrate the little victory of you being able to say no, even though maybe present or past you would have said yes, even though they were uncomfortable with it. So I think that even if you already have said no a couple of times in the past, I think you should honor and celebrate the fact that you were able to say no, because it can be really hard to say no, because you don't want to disappoint someone, but ultimately you also don't want to disappoint yourself. So now let's take a look at my Dark Mirror Oracle, because I thought, you know what? It's October, it's spooky season, and it is perfect time. It is the perfect time to do some shadow work. You can of course do shadow work all year round, but let's take a look at what sort of shadow work prompts we get here. And with shadow work, what I mean is that there are parts hidden within yourself that need to be brought to light, so you can work them through, or so you can work on them. So the first one is Triumph of Lies. Interesting. This one was at the bottom when I showed you the deck, and this says inauthentic and appearances. So I feel like this complements perfectly what we just talked about. Triumph of Lies. So here it said inauthentic. So not being authentic to yourself, saying yes when you feel like no. And that is something that you need to work through. I feel like you already have made steps towards that goal, but I definitely see in the month of October that is going to be really important for you to say no more often, and to even like Triumph of Lies, even if you have to lie, if you feel like you never have to give an excuse as to why you want to say no. However, if it makes you feel better to have an excuse to say no, just lie. Like, sorry, I used to do this all the time, when I didn't feel like hanging out with people because I couldn't emotionally, mentally, physically, I would make up that I'm sick, or I would just say that, especially when I was younger, I would say like, oh, my parents aren't allowing me to. Sometimes it's okay to lie, if that makes it so that you feel more comfortable keeping to your boundaries. So that is one thing that I see here. Let's take a look. Also here with Triumph of Lies, I also have the keyword appearances. So I feel like it is very important for you, what people think about you. And I think that that is something that through shadow work, you're going to want to work through, because it's not really healthy to always think of how you appear to other people and how other people think of you, because you can do like your absolute best to always have people like you. However, you cannot control how people think about you. You cannot control how you appear to other people or how other people perceive you. You cannot control that. So you might as well just make yourself happy and like not disappoint yourself, at least. That is something that I've seen said before that really spoke to me. Okay, last card here. Temple of my body. It says here shame and guilt. So this is something that I was sort of thinking about when I got the card no. That thing that you said yes to that you should have said no to. I don't know if it had something to do with your body. If not, this could be a different issue, or it could be a different part of yourself that you need to work through. Do you feel shame? Do you feel guilt around your body, around your being? It doesn't have to be like your naked body. It doesn't have to be anything sexual, but just there might be some guilt. There might be some shame around your body, how you are personally feeling. Maybe there are people in your life who are making you feel ashamed and guilty, and that is something that you might want to take care of. Another thing that I'm just noticing, and this might be like, this is something that I've never noticed before. However, I pulled cards 1 and 2. So this feels to me like this reminds me of a theory that I've learned in teacher school, which is the needs pyramid of Maslow. So it's like the bottom of the pyramid is like your basic necessities that you need to feel safe. And then the one before, the one after that, so the second layer can only be fulfilled if the first layer is fulfilled. So I feel like you need to take a good hard look, maybe even take a look at the pyramid of Maslow. I'll try to insert it on the screen here if I can. But make sure that at least the first 2 layers of the pyramid are set for you. Like, I don't know why I'm thinking about this. It might be a very specific message for some of you, but make sure that you are in a space where you are safe, where you feel safe, where you feel loved, and slowly but surely work yourself through that pyramid, because you deserve to be at the top of the pyramid. You deserve to love yourself and to take care of yourself, because you just deserve it. I really feel like some of you just need to hear that message. So I feel sort of weird to just plug my YouTube channel, which you're already watching here at the end, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know how this resonated in the comments down below. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. You can become a channel member if you're interested in the video version of my podcast every Sunday, as well as access to the private Discord server. You can also book a private tarot reading with me through the link in the description box below. And yeah, overall, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to tune in for your sun, moon, and rising sign. Bye! Hi Aries, this is going to be your zodiac prediction for the month of October. We're first going to take a look with tarot as where to act and where to rest, and then we're going to take a look at a focus for an energy and what astrology you need to focus on. So let's start with where it is that Aries need to act. Where do they need to be more active? I literally pulled the Emperor, you guys. This is the Aries card. So if anybody has been telling you to slow it down, that you're being too Aries or whatever it is, ignore them, because you are fully in control. What you like, that is what I see with the Emperor, right? It's action, it's being in control, it's taking charge, and that is what is very much asked of you in the month of October. So embrace your full Aries energy and just go for it in the month of October. So if you're not really sure what I mean with embrace your Aries, I mean, I see Aries as being passionate about being very action oriented, sometimes acting before they really think. However, with the Emperor, we do see that there is some logic behind the actions, because an emperor rules over a kingdom. He rules over his kingdom. Now, I'm not saying that you need to find a cult following that you need to be a leader of. However, I feel like you need to be aware of your influence, and that you are going to have a lot of influence in the month of October, and you need to be very well aware of it. And yeah, that is, I think, what it is that you need to act on in the month of October. So that's really fun, Aries. Now let's take a look at where do you need to rest. Aries, where do you need to rest? I have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is my card of anxiety, depression, nightmares, just being very worried. So if there was any part of you taking control, taking charge of your life, or of whatever it is that you are taking charge of, that you have doubts about, I feel like set those doubts aside and just do it, and do what you feel like feels comfortable to you, and what feels like what comes natural to you, because I think that is going to be the best approach for you, Aries. And what you just need to rest is it feels weird, because you can't just rest your anxiety, rest your depression, rest your nightmares. However, I think that is something that you need to be aware of, that is something that is going on. And I feel like as long as you really embrace your Emperor energy, so really embrace your Aries energy, I feel like that might help towards any worries that you are having. So that is it for the where you need to act and where you need to rest. So let's take a look at what astrology you need to be focused on. So there's always a lot going on in the sky. There are a lot of planets retrograde as I'm filming. And what is it in the sky that you need to focus on? Here I have 10th house. So what is it in your 10th house? What do you have in your 10th house? What are your aspects? What are your planets? What is the ruling planet? What is the ruling sign of your 10th house? I feel like there's something there that is going to be of interest to you. Of course, I can't really say what that is, because I don't know if you're an Aries sun, moon, or rising. So I don't know what is your 10th house. However, when we do take a look at the 10th house, we can see it says here authority. So your 10th house is about your career. Your 10th house is about your reputation. So that is going to be something that is going to be interesting, especially since we just talked about the Emperor. We just talked about the Emperor taking control. And if you are taking charge, if you are in a leadership position, it's going to be important that you have authority over the people that you need to have authority over. And it's going to be important that they respect you. So that is going to be a really big focus. And take a look at what is the ruler of your 10th house. And that is going to help you to be a better leader, to take charge, and to really fulfill your Emperor Aries energy role. I think that is going to be really helpful for you. Now let's take a look at what energy, what emotion, what energy is the focus for you, or should be the focus for you. Hunger. Interesting, because hunger can be seen as so many things. It can be seen as like actual hunger, so just making sure that you're not too busy to take proper care of yourself, that you won't literally be hungry for food. But it can also be like if there's anything that you feel like passionately hungry for, make sure to fuel that too. So be sure to, if there's anything that you are passionate about, if you are doing things that fuel you, like give yourself the right fuel, as in interest-wise as well. So don't just work. If that is not something that fuels you, if you feel like you're like hungry for creativity, then do something that fuels that. So do something creative. It's that sort of thing that I am associating with this card. So Aries, this was your reading. Don't forget to tune in for your sun, moon, and rising sign. You can book a private tarot reading with me if you're interested in doing so through the link in the description box below. But yeah, don't forget to tune in for your sun, moon, and rising, and I hope to see you next time. Hi Taurus, this is going to be your zodiac reading for the month of October. So let's take a look at where it is that you need to act in the month of October and where it is that you need to rest. So you need to act with the Seven of Cups. That's interesting. So usually what we see with the Seven of Cups is sort of a warning to not get overwhelmed with any choices, to not go like daydreaming, to not go and trying to want all the things. The Seven of Cups very much is about wishful thinking. This is like my absolute like Pisces card, which is funny. However, we have this in the act. So I think that what you need to do, Taurus, is to really contemplate any decision that it is that you are about to make, whether it is in October or around October. Any decision that it is that you have to make, really consider all the options and don't get overwhelmed with it. Don't get just sucked into one option, but to really take a look at all the options that are there and what will be the best choice for you, because only by looking at all of the options can you really truly make an informed decision. And I think that is going to be really important for you in the month of October, Taurus. Now let's take a look at where it is that you need to rest. I have the Magician. So this is, again, I really feel like it's important for you to communicate and think and listen instead of acting, because the Magician is a card of taking inspired action. So instead of like feeling inspired, feeling like you want to do something and acting on it, I feel like in the month of October it's going to be really important for you to not just instinctively act. I think it's going to be really important for you to, like I said, mull over any options that you have before you decide to act. I think that is going to be really important for you in the month of October. Also, with the Magician can come because this is associated to the planet of Mercury, which is also about communication. However, we have it in rest. So within the month of October, Mercury is going to be going direct again. It has been retrograde for a while, and now it's going direct again. I already did a reading on Mercury retrograde within my podcast. So if you want to listen to that, you can do so. Links are always in the description box. But I talked about how the shadow period of the Mercury retrograde is going to be pretty heavy, and we're really going to feel the shadow period maybe even more than the actual retrograde period. And I think that you really need to lean into that and just not make any huge decisions. Be really mindful about your communication towards other people. I think that is going to be really important for you in the month of October. So let's take a look at what astrology events or what in astrology you need to be really mindful of in the month of October that is going to help you forward. I have debilitated discomfort. Interesting, because it's not an aspect, but it's like where a planet feels a certain way in a sign, like feels a certain way in a sign. And with debilitated, they are out of their element. And I feel like you are also out of your element doing something in the month of October, which is going to make it really important for you to mull over your options and not just take action instantly because you are at a place where you feel a bit discomforted. And what I wrote down in my deck study on this deck for this card is that it is important for you to learn and listen rather than assert yourself in your own opinion. So I think it's really important, again, in the month of October for you to, instead of constantly putting yourself out there and asserting yourself in all situations, it's really important for you to take a step back and really look at things from a different perspective, or just from just a different way. I think that is gonna be really important for you that you do that. So now let's take a look at what energy is important for you to focus on. What energy should you focus on in the month of October? Sometimes I just sigh really deep because I talk a lot when filming these videos. So, wait, what? That is interesting. A ghost. Like, I mean, it makes sense because we are in the month of October, so Samhain is coming up, and it is said that at Samhain, the veil between like the two worlds is the thinnest. So you might have some spooky encounters, you might have some paranormal encounters, you might feel the presence of someone who has passed. You might feel them within your surroundings. That's really interesting. And that might lead to some helpful or unhelpful insights. That's interesting. I actually want to know, because usually these cards from this deck are about emotions and about things like that. But I am interested in seeing what the guidebook here has to say about the ghost. It says, oh, right. Here it says that there might be a ghost from your past, like a ghost, quote unquote, from your past that has been paying you a visit. Your ghost may be something unresolved or repressed, or a person or situation from your past. It's funny because I took ghosts pretty like literally, but they meant it figuratively, as in someone from your past coming back to you. So that might be just a little message for some of you. However, I think that my interpretation came to me for a reason, I believe. So that is interesting. So Taurus, this was your reading. Let me know how this resonated with you in the comments down below. Don't forget to check for your sun, moon, and rising sign. You can also book a private tarot reading with me if you want to. Links are always in the description box below. Well, for now, thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you next time. Hi Gemini, this is your reading, your zodiac prediction, if you will, for the month of October. Let's take a look at where you need to act and where you need to rest. So Gemini, where you need to act, Page of Wands, like fully dive into your curiosity. The Page of Wands is about trying new things, being curious, and fully taking advantage and fully leaning in to your curiosity. So anything that you've been curious about, anything that you have been interested in doing, mostly creatively with the Page of Wands, but not everybody's passion is creativity, but just anything that you are passionate about, you are encouraged to partake in, if you will. So let's take a look at where it is that you need to rest. Where is it that you need to rest? I have the Six of Cups. Yes, the Page of Wands definitely wants you to move further, like forward, and the Six of Cups in rest says the same thing. So if there is anyone from your past who you have been trying to reconnect with, or anything from your past who you have been really missing, really take a look at why are you missing them. Like, were they truly good for you, or was it just the idea of them that you liked? Really take a good hard look at that, just for your own good, I would say. Because the Six of Cups is to me, can be about childhood. So there can be something about childhood that is really busy in your mind, that is sort of taking over your mind, that is not really helpful. So you're encouraged to sort of let that take a rest. It doesn't have to be your childhood. It can just be something or someone from the past that you are trying to bring back, but that's just not really a good idea to bring back. So that is that for the tarot part. Now let's take a look at what is the astrological thing that is going on that you need to focus on. Okay, so you are the one who gets two cards. I have Aquarius and I have Virgo. So take a look in your chart. What aspect or what planets do you have? What houses do you have that are under the influence of Virgo and Aquarius? And what does that mean to you? We can also take a look at what is currently in the sign of Virgo, what is currently in the sign of Aquarius. So take a look at those aspects in the charts. And you know what? I'm just gonna pull up the chart right now so we can take a look at what is going on. So this is as I am filming. on September 25th. So right now, what we have the moon in Virgo, we have Mercury in Virgo, we have Venus in Virgo. So I think that Mercury and Venus, Mercury is right now, it is retrograde, but it's soon going to go direct. However, I think that there are going to be some Mercury influences that are going to be important for you in the month of October. I already talked about this in my podcast, which if you want to listen to it, the link is always in the description. I talked about Mercury going direct and how that is probably gonna, that probably is gonna look like. So that might be really interesting for you to take a listen to that podcast about Mercury going direct. What else do we have? We have Saturn in a sign of Aquarius. Maybe some of you are gonna have your Saturn return. I am due for my Saturn return. I'm pretty sure. I'm not really sure when it is. But you might also be having your Saturn return, and that might be something that is important for you to take a look at and to learn about in the month of October. And do we have anything else? Nope, we don't have anything else in the sign of Virgo and Aquarius, but definitely take a look in your personal chart. Again, if you have calculated your sun, moon, and rising signs, you probably know what you have regarding Aquarius and Virgo in your chart. To take a look at what is going to be heightened and what you need to focus on and what planetary influences are going to be big for you. So I already saw Mercury and Venus, as well as Saturn. Energy that you are going to focus on, or that you're going to see a focus on in the month of October. I have anxiety. It's interesting because we started out with doing something that makes you happy, doing something that you are curious about. And I feel like you are letting yourself, you are letting yourself be held back by anxiety, by worries. Maybe that anxiety is sort of being fueled by whatever the Six of Cups is about with your past, a situation or a person from the past, situation or person from your childhood. And that is sort of fueling that anxiety for some of you. And it's just going to be really important to let that take a breather, let that take a rest, and so that you can truly embrace the Page of Wands energy with doing something that fuels you, doing something that you feel really passionate about. That's just going to be really, really important so that you can sort of deal with this anxiety that you have been feeling. So, Gemini, thank you so much for watching. You can definitely let me know how this resonated in the description. No, in the comments down below. I'm having a very hard time talking. I have to talk a lot today for filming videos. You can also book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me through the link in the description box below. Don't forget to watch for your sun, moon, and rising signs. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your zodiac reading predictions, if you will. Let's take a look at where you need to act and where you need to rest, Cancer. Let's take a look. Wow, okay, this one jumped out. And for good reason. Where you need to act, we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is like your low point. So I don't know if you've been doing too great, but if there is anything sad, anything that you feel like is a low point in your life that you've been sort of wallowing about, which I know Cancer can tend to do, it is like easier said than done, but it's really time for you to get out of there and do something to get out of your low point, to get out of that hole and to do something that makes you feel happy, whether that is like a really, 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 really small step into like doing something that you enjoy doing something that you care about. But it's very important that you don't just do nothing and you sit in this low point, but it's very important that you act to get yourself out of there. So don't just sit still and do nothing in the month of October. Do something that makes you happy. Do something to, like, even if it's just like a small moment of happiness, that is better than always just being at a low point. Let's take a look at whatever it is that you need to rest. I got this for another pile as well, for Gemini, I think. Six of Cups, where you need to rest. There might be someone, a person, a situation from your past who either you are trying to get back to or who is trying to get back into your life, and it's not good for you. It's not going to be good for you. Don't let them in. Don't let that situation repeat itself, because it's only gonna create more hurt. So if this low point for some of you might be like a breakup, where you feel like is a very low point and you are right now wanting them back in your lives, that's not what you need. I'm sorry, that's not what you need. Let's take a look at what astrology you need to focus on, Cancer. Let's take a look. I have 12th house introspection. Yes, I think it's going to be really important to focus on 12th house energy. And 12th, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce this correctly, 12th house. It says here, introspect, look for private motives, surprise angels, take time alone to develop an idea or listen within. I think it's really important for you to, instead of like I said, wallowing in your pity, wallowing in your low point, which, when something devastating happens, when something heartbreaking happens, it is not weird and it's not unjustified to, take a little bit of time to wallow in it, take a little bit of time to, pity yourself. But it shouldn't go on. Eventually you need to get yourself out of it, so you can look within. What is it that I need? What is it that I can do so I can move on with my life? What is it that I can do so I can live a happier life? And also, what can I do to not let this happen again? Like, if someone was really toxic or really shitty to you, what is it that you can learn from this situation? So hopefully it won't repeat itself and you won't be at this low point again. Or maybe teach yourself the skills to potentially in the future, when you are at a low point, to get out of there more quickly. So the 12th house really is about that introspection and looking within. And but also, to me, I feel like having trust in the universe as well. Take a look at what sign governs your 12th house. Do you have any planets in the 12th house that could be heightened, that could be a focus for you to take a look at? So now I want to take a look at an energy, anything that else that you need to focus on, Cancer. This is a pretty heavy reading for you, I'm not gonna lie, but let's take a look. What energy or emotion do you need to focus on? I'm dropping cards again for you. It says here, success. So I think this is more of validation, I think. Just knowing that as long as you put effort into your own well-being, you're gonna be successful, and overall you're gonna, what do we see here? We see, I like to see this as like a rainbow and the sunshine. So yes, I think overall things will get better, but you need to believe in that it will get better, and you need to take action as if things are going to get better. You need to take action to get out of your low point, so you can move towards your success and move towards your happiness, which I know, like I said, easier said than done, but it's going to be really important that you do. So Cancer, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below how this resonated with you guys. And you can book a private tarot reading with me through the link in the description box below. Don't forget to watch for your sun, moon, and rising. And I hope you tune in next time. Bye. Hi, Leo. Welcome to your zodiac predictions. I am gonna pull some cards for you. So let's take a look at what you need to act on and what you need to rest with in the month of October. So with act, I have the 6 of coins. If you recently have been receiving a lot, whatever it is that you have gotten more money, maybe you now have a job that pays more, where you were able to get more, whether it is resources or money. I feel like you're very much encouraged to give back to those who have not gone forward in money. If you feel like you have had some financial struggles, then maybe you can act on getting more benefits. There might be some opportunities for you to get some more benefits if you've been financially struggling more than usual with this inflation shit that's going on right now. Then there might be some opportunities for you to get some money back from something, or just anything like it needs to balance itself out, right? So if you've really seen a lot of financial success, if you've benefited financially a lot, then there are going to be opportunities for you to pay back in a charitable way. So that is what you are encouraged to do for what you need to act on in the month of October. So where you need to rest is, okay, I have 2 cards for you guys. I have Justice and King of Wands. This makes me feel like superiority complex, with like trying to, like feeling like you're on top of it and feeling very confident, and also feeling slightly cocky and like trying to invoke your own justice. And that is something that you need to rest. So your superiority like complex, that is where you need to rest. And I mean, Leos, I am a Leo sun myself, so we need to calm down when it comes to like feeling superior. There's nothing wrong with feeling confident. However, don't overdo it. Like confidence doesn't need to turn into like a feeling of superiority. And that is where I feel like we need to calm down, especially in regards to with the Justice card. Consequences, rewards, every action has a reaction. That is what I associate with the Justice card. So instead of you trying to create justice around certain people or around certain situations, just let karma handle it. Just let the whatever instances that need to handle it, let them handle it, and you don't have to do that. Because maybe you're gonna feel a little bit drained by doing that all of the time, constantly, and maybe you need to take a little bit of a break from that. So that's funny. Okay, now let's take a look at where we need to focus our attention in astrology. So let's take a look. Where do we need to take, as Leos, where do Leos need to take their attention? I have Solar Flares Activate. So this is a deck that I'm quite new with, but I did do an entire deck study on this. So let's take a look at what I wrote down in my notes. Change is in the air. There is a restless mood, and our social and political world activates. I don't know about you, but my political world has absolutely activated with the live streaming series that I've started to do, where I discuss world news and then pull cards on it. Yes, things are starting to activate. In the month of October, you're going to feel very politically aware, very socially aware, but that might also lead to you feeling a little drained on that as well and feeling very overwhelmed with that. So it is, of course, really great to be up to date with the news, with politics and all that stuff, but it can also be very overwhelming because the world is a shit show, and it can just be very emotionally, mentally overwhelming to always just be in touch with that. So be sure to take a little bit of rest when it comes to that as well. Let's take a look at what energies you need to focus on, Leo. Leo, ooh, I'm dropping all my cards. Okay, so the card that I pulled for you is Death. And that doesn't mean that there's going to be a literal death, okay? However, I think this indicates like the seriousness of things. So again, when you feel like things are turning too seriously, you are allowed to let yourself tune out for a bit, and you are allowed to give yourself a little bit of a break. You are allowed to do that. Now, let's take a look, because this is also a deck that is quite new to me. So I'd like to give my initial interpretation and then take a look at the guidebook if that has anything else to add. So it says here also, it's not about literal death, but instead a phase or a cycle of your life that is dying out. So here it really has the exact same meaning as the death card in the tarot. I don't like to read it that way, just because if that was a message that needed to come out with the tarot, it would have gotten out with the tarot. So yeah, Leo, that was your reading. Let me know in the comments down below how it resonated with you. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to watch for your sun, moon, and rising signs. And you can also book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me through the link in the description box below. I look forward to working together with you. But for now, I want to say thank you so much for watching and hope to see you next time. Hi Virgo, this is your zodiac predictions, if you will. I'm going to pull some cards for you. So let's take a look at where Virgo needs to act and where Virgo needs to rest. Let's take a look. Where do you need to act? I have the Knight of Cups. So this is about being more romantic, being more charitable, being like, this is also an offer of some sort. So there might be an offer, it might be a romantic offer, it might be just some sort of an emotional offer, or just an offer in general that you are very much encouraged to act upon. So it could be that you are receiving an offer, or it's an offer that you are wanting to make to someone else. So depending on who listens to this, it's either one or the other. And that is really interesting. So there is some sort of an offer that is being made. I feel it's, for many of you, it might be romantically or emotionally, but it doesn't really necessarily have to be. So that's really interesting. There's an offer that you are encouraged to act on because it's a great opportunity for you. I don't really know what exactly that is, but I like to keep it a little bit open because there are going to be multiple people tuning into one pile. So yeah, let me know afterwards what this opportunity is, what this offer is, and how it worked out for you guys. Now, where is it that you need to rest? Where is it that you need to rest? Ten of Swords, not the best card to get. However, it's in your rest position. So the Ten of Swords is about a low point. It's about being mentally overwhelmed, being at a low point, being just not the best. And however, it is in the rest position. So you need to take a rest and really need to take care of yourself to get yourself out of this low point. And hopefully this offer is going to be able to help you with that. It's going to be able to help you out of your low point. This is very similar to the Cancer reading that I just did. So you might also have an important Cancer placement. So you might want to take a listen to that reading as well. I think there is a lot of helpful advice in that reading as well. So I'm going to keep it at that for Virgo. Now let's take a look at where is it in astrology that you need to put some focus into. What is it astrology-wise that you need to make some... Ooh, Leo. So beside Virgo, you might have some Leo placements as well that you are wanting to take a look at. It could be like, take a look at where Leo is in your chart. So Leo can be the ruler of a house in your chart. Leo can be the ruler of a planet in your chart. And there might be some focus. There might be something to learn there as well. I also want to pull up the current chart to take a look at if Leo is anywhere in the chart right now. It's not. Leo is not anywhere in the chart right now. So that's interesting. What does that mean? Like Leo is not in the charts anywhere right now, as in like a planetary influence. We are pretty far out of Leo, well, kind of far out of Leo season right now. So that might indicate for some like a lack of confidence. Maybe if you are not really in tune with the Leo aspects within your chart yourself. So that might be an encouragement of getting more in tune, getting more in connection with the Leo aspects in your chart to, the keyword here is shine, to let yourself shine, to have the confidence, to, I don't know, be happy with yourself. And hopefully that Leo energy can help you get out of your low point as well. So now let's take a look at what energy is it that you need to focus on, Leo. What energy is it that you need to focus on? I have two, disruption and anxiety. These colors together are really obnoxious, aren't they? So I think that you're encouraged to not let any disruptions and any anxiety, any worries that you have, like build a deeper low point for yourself. Your low point is already low enough without you digging into it with any little disruption, any little anxiety, worry that comes up in your head. Like anxiety can be and is for many people is really serious, and you should take it seriously if it is something that you have been dealing with for a long time, and you might want to consider getting help for that. However, sometimes we call it anxiety, but it's really just worries. But, you know, I'm not a therapist. I cannot say that, I cannot say that. But that is up to you and up to anyone who you ask for help about that. So yeah, Virgo, that was the reading for you. Let me know in the comments down below how that resonated. I would love to hear from you. You can also book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me. The link in the description box below. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi Libra, welcome to your zodiac predictions, if you will. I'm gonna pull some cards for you. Let's take a look where you need to act and where you need to rest, Libra. Where you need to act is we have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is about taking action, action sometimes without thinking. So allow yourself to be a little bit more impulsive in the month of October. I don't know if you've really been taking a long rest, or if you have just been maybe feeling even a little bit down, where you feel like you couldn't really do much. But with the Knight of Swords, you are absolutely empowered. You're absolutely getting the opportunities as well to be a little bit impulsive, to do something just because it's fun, and to do some things without thinking about it too much. So that is act for you for the month of October. And where you need to rest is here we have the Three of Coins. And it's interesting because we can see two different interpretations here. First is the traditional RWS interpretation card meaning, which is about teamwork, makes the dream work, about collaboration. So there might be some rest within collaboration, that you need to do some things more by yourself instead of always relying on other people. However, we can also see here in this card, in the Tarot of the Divine specifically, we see this one person almost annoying the other two people here in this card. I haven't read the story that comes with this yet. I do have the entire book that comes with this deck. But it almost looks like this person is taunting the other two, and being annoying. So I don't know if you really have been getting other people's skin lately, like on purpose. I don't feel like that's a very Libra thing to do. However, maybe you have been getting other people's skin just for the heck of it. And I want to say that if you have been doing that there needs to be a rest on it. However, if you feel like you've been getting under people's skin and you haven't really been doing anything wrong, then what you need to rest is thinking that their opinion matters, because it doesn't. And if they want to be upset with you, even though you didn't do anything wrong, then let them be upset with you. It's totally fine to just do your thing. And like here, we don't know if they like provoked something. I'm pretty sure that they did in the story. However, I don't know. I haven't read the story yet, so I don't know if they did something to provoke the two here, or if they didn't. So it's really up to your interpretation of the story and how you would interpret the card. So that's interesting. Now let's take a look at what astrology-wise you need to focus on. Anything that is going to stand out astrologically wise. English is not my first language, in case you couldn't tell. So let's take a look. It says here retrograde, and Lord knows there are a lot of planets in retrograde right now. I don't think that I can see the retrograde planets in the charts app that I have. Can I? Oh, shit, no, I can't. That sucks. Why can't I see like what is retrograde? But I know that there are a bunch of planets in retrograde right now. I have talked about a couple of them on my podcast, so if you want to listen to that, the link is always in the description box below. However, retrograde, it says here on the card as well, the keyword is review. It really encourages you and invites you, gives you opportunities to take a look back, to review what has happened instead of necessarily taking new actions, to take a look at what has happened before and how you can learn from that, which is funny because we also had the Knight of Swords for your act card, Libra. So that is a little bit contradicting, I guess. Let's take a look at what I wrote in my notes on the retrograde card. Review your life, stop normal patterns of life, and take a break, reconsider, revise, repair, and edit. So it's funny that on the first, like on one hand, I saw that you have been having a break because of all the retrogrades that have been going on maybe, and it's time in October, like Mercury is gonna go direct again. There might be some other planets that are going direct again. And once that is sort of happening, you feel like you can finally take action again. So I think the retrogrades either have a really large impact on your life, or you let them have a very large impact in your life. That's interesting. So let's take a look at what energies you need to focus on. What energies are going to be prominent? Pain. There's not really a way around it. However, I want to know, like, what does the guidebook have to say about this card? Like, I would assume it can be mental or emotional pain. It can be that the focus is that you need to get over some pains that you have been holding on to. It can be that you are experiencing some physical pains. So like this almost like makes me think of menstruation, which some of you watching may not even have. So let's take a look at the guidebook. What does it say in the guidebook about this card? It says, pain can feel like it's bigger than us, and it can come to us in many forms. It could be a physical, emotional, or psychological manifestation. Remember that after pain comes healing. How can you find healing and be gentle with yourself at this moment? Yeah. So I think the focus should not be pain, but the focus should be healing from this pain. So any pains that you feel like you've been holding on to, maybe because you felt it was good motivation, or just something that you've been just holding on to because it has been a big part of you, maybe. I think it's going to be important for you in the month of October to learn how to deal with that and how to heal from that. So Libra, this was your reading. Let me know in the comments down below how this resonated with you. You can book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me through the link in the description box below. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to see more like this. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi Scorpio, this is your zodiac predictions, if you will. Let me pull some cards for you. So first we're gonna take a look at where you need to act and where you need to rest, Scorpio. Let's take a look where you need to act. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune can be something that either we have influence over and that we have a hand in ourselves, or that we don't. Simple as that. But the Wheel of Fortune stands for the turning of the wheel, the new, how do I want to say this, like the turning of your fortune, a change of luck, a turning in fate. A turning point is what I was looking for, a turning point. So where we need to act is we need to either, if we've been really trying to build our own luck and build our own fate, maybe we should just act by taking our hands off, and the act should be trusting in the universe to have our back, so they can take care of our fate for us. However, if you've been feeling like you haven't really been involved at all lately, then maybe the act that you need to do is get your hands in there and turn the wheel yourself. And because I do believe that ultimately we do have a hand in creating our own fate, in creating our own luck. That is definitely what I believe. I think the last part that I said is mostly true for most of you. I dropped a lot of cards. Let's take a look at where we need to rest, or where Scorpio needs to rest. I have the World. The World card can be about endings, about like graduation, about the cycle starting over again. So there might be something that you have been going through that maybe has stagnated for a little bit, but things are finally gonna move on. Things are finally gonna move forward, and maybe some sort of a new cycle is going to begin again. That's really interesting. The World card can also indicate some goals being achieved, and just rewards for your actions and overall happiness as well. But we have this in rest. So how can we see this? Again, I think there needs to be a healthy balance between what you act on and where you trust the universe to have your back. I think that you shouldn't be all in either one of them. I think there should be a healthy balance between the two, where you learn in the month of October where it is that you should put your hands in and do some work yourself, and where you need to allow yourself to trust the universe to have your back and to make things happen for you. Let's take a look at where you need to let's take a look at where you can focus on astrologically in the month of October. I have Uranus change. So in a second, we'll take a look at where Uranus is in the charts right now, but you might also want to take a look at where Uranus is in your chart. So what planet rules over Uranus, in what house is your Uranus, and where can you make changes happen. So again, we have that change of luck. This is about surprises, something that is unexpected. Let me see what I wrote down in my notes here. It's a surprise or be surprised. It is a time to experiment and try a new approach. So indeed, trying something new, the turning of the wheel, something new, something unexpected is gonna happen. So I'm gonna pull up the chart and take a look at where Uranus is in the charts right now. So Uranus is currently under the influence of Taurus. I knew that, by the way. So Uranus under the influence of Taurus. I did do an entire, not an entire podcast, but I talked about it in one of my podcasts about Uranus in Taurus, where there's a struggle because Uranus likes surprises. Uranus is spontaneous. Uranus is about experimenting, changes, being unpredictable. But Taurus likes the predictable. Taurus likes stability. Taurus likes knowing what to expect. So there's that disconnect there. There's that confrontation, I guess, there between those two energies. So that is really interesting to see where Uranus is in your chart and how that plays off of your current Uranus energies, what is playing out in the sky. Now I want to take a look at what energies to expect for Scorpio in the month of October. I have growth. There are going to be opportunities for you to grow in whatever way that you feel like is happening. What else do I have? I have frustration. So it's not easy. You might even... how do I want to say this? Oh, it's interesting actually, because what we can see in this card, we see this rectangle with a square bottom block trying to fit into a circle, but that just does not work. So there needs to be a different approach. And once you find a different approach to what you've been trying to do, what you've been trying to fix, but your approach just is not working, that is where you're going to see growth. And it's your ability to try something new, your ability to take a new approach that is going to help you see more growth in wherever it is that you've been wanting to grow. Yes. So Scorpio, that was your reading. I would love to hear your thoughts and how that resonated in the description, in the comments down below. That's not the first time that I made that mistake in this video, I'm pretty sure. However, if you want to book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me, you can do so through the link in the description box, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Don't forget to check out your sun, moon, and rising sign. However, thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you next time. Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your zodiac predictions, if you will. I'm going to pull some cards for you. Let's start with where it is that you need to act and where it is that you need to rest. So where you need to act is you can allow yourself to be a little bit more spontaneous, to be a little bit more impulsive. This is very similar to another reading that I did. Maybe it was Libra, I think. But you are encouraged to allow yourself to be more impulsive and to not always just think things through so much that it prevents you from taking action, but just take action more often instead of just leaning back, maybe waiting for someone else to take charge. Take charge yourself, do something, just do something in the month of October, anything that you've been holding yourself back for, even though it might be something that you've been wanting to do. Now, where you need to rest, we have the King of Cups. Have some of you been extremely charitable, emotionally within some sort of a connection with someone where you've been very charitable, but you have been giving a lot but not really receiving anything back? Then there might be a need for some rest within that connection. You are very much acting like the King of Cups, which is great because the King of Cups is emotionally mature. They are emotionally giving. They are really a great person to be around and really a great friend to have. However, when you put that energy into something, you shouldn't expect the exact same back, but take a look at if you are receiving anything back and if you feel like all the effort, all the emotional effort that you're putting in there that it is worth it for you and that you are at least getting something in return to fuel yourself with as well. If not, then maybe you need to take a rest at always being that king of cups for people or to a specific person until they can appreciate you for who you are. So that's Sagittarius. Now let's take a look at what astrological events, planetary influences we need to focus on, or we are gonna see a focus on. The sun. So within the month of October, the sun is now in Libra, and within October, the sun is gonna transit into Scorpio. So there might be something around that shift where you're gonna notice some changes or where you're gonna notice some things happening. So I definitely encourage you to listen to my podcast, subtle plug, where I'm gonna talk about Scorpio season, but also check back for the podcast episode that I did about Libra season. So let's take a look at what I wrote down about the sun in my notes. It is time to take center stage in the month of October. Step into your potential, let your ego step out, and let spirit work. So yes, I definitely feel like you have been really there for other people, but maybe people haven't really been there for you. So it's right now time to step up and do things for you and to be there for you as well, and to allow yourself to shine more than maybe you have been letting yourself shine in the past. Okay, now I want to take a look at what energy we need to focus on, or any energy that we're going to see in the month of October. Disruption. So when you try to shine, when you try to be your best, when you are trying to finally do something for yourself, there might be someone who is not liking that because they want your energy all to themselves. They want your efforts all to themselves. So that might disrupt your like sunshine energy, but don't pay attention to that. Find a way to deal with any disruptions. Like when you decide to let yourself shine and to work on your confidence and to be there for yourself more as well, I think it's going to be really important for you. You're going to find opportunities to create boundaries for yourself where you know what you will and will not allow in your space, in your energy, in your aura. And when a disruption comes along, it is time to assert your boundaries and to let them know, like, no, I will not have this. This energy towards me. I will not have this attitude towards me, and stick up for yourself. So Sagittarius, that was your reading. Let me know in the comments down below how that resonates. I would love it if you could subscribe to the channel because I do videos like this all the time. Also, you can book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me through the link in the description box below. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi Capricorn, welcome to your zodiac prediction, if you will. Let me pull some cards for you. So let's take a look at where you need to act. And where you need to rest. So the first card that fell shut or was shooting out is the Hanged Man for where you need to act. So it's funny because I have like the resting card in the act position, and I have the action card in the rest position, the Chariot. So let me talk through the Hanged Man first. So the Hanged Man is a period of pause. It's a period where you take an intentional pause where you're sort of just not doing anything, where you are waiting until circumstances are changing. So there might be some things timing wise that aren't really ideal for you right now, and it is the best thing for you to do, or what you are encouraged to do, because I don't like saying you have to do this, you have to do that in my readings. You are encouraged to just wait it out a little bit, to just take your time. Like I said, the Hanged Man is about pause, about accepting that circumstances are just the way that they are, and you just need to wait them out a little bit. And it's like a slow period, maybe even the calm after the storm. That is what I usually see with the Hanged Man, that previously things were really disruptive, really like I'm seeing like a storm in an ocean, and this is the calm after that storm. So that is what you need to fully lean into, or what you are encouraged to fully lean into that acceptance, a slow period, just waiting it out a little bit, which is funny because in the resting position, we have my action card, the Chariot, which is about moving forward, making decisions, go, go, go. However, we have this in a rest position, so you are doubly encouraged to take a rest, to take a breather, to not always just move forward, which I know can be hard for Capricorns. However, it is wise for you. It is time-wise ideal for you in the month of October to just stay where you are. I think that is going to be the best position for you to be at right now. Maybe by being and staying where you are right now is going to help you, is going to make you get some benefits like nearing the end of October. I really see that. And then after the month of October, you're allowed to slowly start making steps forward again. And any new perspectives, any new things that you've learned by just sitting where you are right now, that is gonna help you after the month of October. Okay, now I want to take a look at what astrologically wise you need to focus on in the month of October. Anything that stands out. This is so weird. I have the Aries card, Act. So with everything that I said, like with resting, I think it's going to be important to see where do you have any Aries placement? Where can the Aries energy sort of disrupt your need and your decision, hopefully, to rest a little bit? Because Aries does not like to rest. Aries likes to act. And where do you have Aries tendencies? Like what planet or what house is ruled for you by Aries that could potentially create some disruptions and some disturbances? That's funny. I also want to take a look at where we have Aries in the current charts. Do we have Aries in the charts? Yes, Jupiter. Jupiter is in the sign of Aries. I'm pretty sure it's soon gonna be going retrograde. I don't think it's It's not retrograde right now, but I'm pretty sure Jupiter's soon gonna be going retrograde. I don't know if it's gonna be happening in the month of October, but there might be something Jupiter-wise that. What I'm thinking is because with Jupiter, it's about your luck. And when luck is on your side, then it's great to act. However, I feel like luck right now is not really on your side. And that is why you are encouraged to lay low a little bit and to not be too out there, to just rest, wait until your circumstances change. And then after that is sort of done and the Aries energy is sort of moved past, that is when it will be sort of safe for you, quote unquote, to act again. Okay, what energies should you focus on? I'm getting such conflicting messages here because I literally have the card of movement. This makes me think of the Eight of Wands. I think once you really submit, quote unquote, I don't really like that word, but for the lack of a better word right now, once you really submit to the Hanged Man energy and just sort of waiting it out, once you really commit yourself to that, you will see the right time. You will see when the right time is to act, and then it is important that you're gonna act fast, but it needs to be the right timing. Like, this feels so cryptic to me, but I feel like you Capricorn who are listening might really know what this is about, where you need to lay low right now, and that you know like what needs to happen for you to be able to really get things going. I hope that all makes sense. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below how this resonates and how you feel like this is turning out for you. So Capricorn, that was a reading for you. Again, I hope it resonated, and I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. If you want to see more videos like this, I do pick your readings quite often. Subscribe to the channel, and you can also book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me through the link in the description box below. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi Aquarius, welcome to your zodiac reading. Let me pull some cards for you. So let's take a look at where you need to act and where you need to rest in the month of October, what you are encouraged to do at least. Okay, I did not put in any reversals, but I got the Fool in reverse for act. However, let me think about this, because I did not put in any reversals. However, this card comes out reversed. That's strange. So the Fool I see as taking a leap of faith, being risky, especially in this story, right? Because this is the original Little Mermaid, where the Little Mermaid is like, I don't know, 15, and she takes a really, really big risk of trusting that she could have like this man fall in love with her. However, the man does not fall in love with her, and she ends up losing her life, turning into sea foam because of it. So she took a risk and it did not pay off. So that's really interesting. I feel like, especially since it came out in reversed, I feel like there's a risk that you are tempted to take that actually might not really be the best. However, it is coming up in the act position of the act and rest spread. So, but I have to go with my gut feeling here. I have to go with my intuition saying that there is a risk that you are interested in taking, but I think it's not the right time to take that risk. The risk might not be paying off, or might just not be worth it. I think it's just not going to pay off. Which can be really scary. Like, I'm not saying you're going to turn into sea foam and it's the end of your life, even though that's what happened for the Little Mermaid. I'm just saying it's probably a risk that you are, that's just not worth it. That's not going to pan out as you want it. So now let's take a look at where it is that you need to rest. I have the 5 of Cups. Is there someone like whispering in your ear that things suck? Or is there like, it might be an actual voice, or it might just be, I don't know, voices in your head that are making you really pessimistic. Because with the 5 of Cups, what we see here is we see them being really distraught over 3 cups that are being spilled. However, first of all, it's literally into water. So the water that was in the cups, she can easily refill the cups with the water. But also there are 2 cups behind her that are upright and full. So there's literally nothing going on, and there is an opportunity here. So what you need to take a rest from is any pessimistic mindset, any pessimistic things that you may have been saying to other people, that anything that you may have been feeling, that just needs to be put on a rest, because it's just not necessary. This is like my self-pity card a lot of the times as well. So you need to rest it with the self-pity, just because this is like, I feel like the self-pity, the pessimism, but mostly the self-pity is gonna lead you to want to take this risk, even though it's not worth it. And you need to realize that even without this risk that you have been thinking of taking, life is still worth living. And you should not let your negative emotions, you should not let your self-pity lead to you taking risks that are dangerous or that are just not gonna pan out. So that is like my little mom talk, if you will. So let's take a look at what astrological things you need to look out for in the month of October. Ooh, the sun is coming out real sharp. So, wait, what is this? Okay, I got 2 for you. We have the 3rd house, which says communication, and we have Imam Kuli, root. So the Imam Kuli is the IC, which is the opposite of the MC in your chart. So where you're going to want to take a look is the IC, the IC in your chart. And how that affects you right now. Like, what is it? Is there something in your root, in your home life right now, or just within your IC in your chart that is making you feel unsafe, that is making you have all these pessimistic thoughts, that is making you have this feeling of being distraught, that is leading you into taking a risk? There might be a solution here with communication, by just communicating. It can be either communicating with people at home to try and solve it, However, I know from first-hand experience that is not always possible. You can't always just talk it out with someone, no matter how close they are, because sometimes they're just not willing to talk, or you just know that it's a lost cause, and you need to communicate with yourself some boundaries very clearly. You need to communicate to yourself what is it that you deserve, and how can you, like, even just journaling is what I thought of. If there are some things that you are struggling with, some feelings that you are struggling with, you might want to journal about them. I actually have been planning a video. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but it's about 2 letters to write to manifest your dream life. So you're getting a preview here of what I want to talk about, but like an actual manifestation letter, and also a self-love letter. So that is a video that I don't even know if I'm gonna have it up in the month of October. I really hope so, especially now that I am pulling these cards for you. I'm gonna try my best to have it up in October for you guys. And I really encourage you to take a look at that video and to actually act on it and to actually do something with it, because you deserve it. You deserve self-love. You deserve to not be wallowing in self-pity, and you deserve to feel safe at home. Okay, the third house is it the third house that also governs like siblings? So there might either be rivalry with siblings, or if you have been having troubles with your not siblings within your house, then you might find solace, you might find peace around your siblings in the month of October. Let's take a look at what emotions or whatever else you need to focus on. I have flow. So flow is, to me, it's about literally going with the flow, and I feel like it makes sense. You can't always just fight what is going on, and sometimes you need to just accept how things are, however shitty they are, and trust that things will go right eventually, and that sometimes there's not really anything that you can do about it, but you just sort of need to wait it out until the right opportunity presents itself to help you fix it. And I definitely believe that it will for you, Aquarius. There will be an opportunity for you to fix whatever shit is going on for you right now. So Aquarius, that was a reading for you. Let me know in the comments down below how it resonated with you. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more like this. I do pick a card readings like this all the time, and tarot chats and stuff like that. You can also book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me through the link in the description box below. But for now, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your zodiac predictions, if you will. I'm going to pull a card for you. So you're the last reading that I'm doing. Pisces are always last, right? But at least with the timestamps, you don't have to worry about that. So let's take a look at where you need to act and where you need to rest. So where you need to act. Ooh, we have the High Priestess, which is, I'm pretty sure is the Pisces card. So that's interesting. So you need to, which is funny because with the Aries reading, I actually pulled the astrological association with Aries as the act. So here, or is this this is the moon. This is the moon, but I feel like it makes sense for Pisces too. However, the High Priestess is about your intuition, your connection to the universe. And I feel like Pisces, as long as you are like a spiritual Pisces, a spiritual leaning Pisces, this is something that comes natural to you, which is something that I really admire about Pisces. So that is what you are encouraged to do. You are encouraged to lean into your intuition. The High Priestess is also about secrets, about sometimes about dreams as well. So there might be some prophetic dreams that you're gonna have, or just some dreams that are gonna have messages for you for anything that you need to do, anything that you need to act on in the month of October. So really take note of any dreams that you have, maybe any repetitive dreams that you have. I just talked a lot there. I need to take a breather. But like I said, the High Priestess can also be about any secrets. So there might be some secrets that are coming out that it's very important that you act on. Of course, this is very broad. I don't know what secrets these are going to be. It's going to be different for every Pisces placement that is watching this. But that is something that is important to note. So where we need to rest, I actually have this in a couple of other readings as well, the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a low point in your life, just a low point in general. Not feeling your best, not your best moment, not your best moment. And where you need to rest is you need to not wallow in your low point. You need to trust in your gut. You need to trust in the universe that it has your back and that it will help you out of your low point. And you need to also be taking action to get yourself out of that low point. I have the sharp lighting from outside again. It came out in the previous reading too. So that is it for tarot. Let's take a look at what astrological events, influences are going to be extra influential for you Pisces in the month of October. Okay, I have Taurus. So Taurus, take a look at Taurus in your chart. Do you have any prominent Taurus placements, and how can that influence you in the month of October? I keep forgetting the month. How is that gonna influence you in the month of October? Another thing that is interesting with Taurus, let me see what I wrote down here. You are encouraged to hold still, dig in, and grow your roots to strengthen over time. So that is here with the keyword cultivate. And that is sort of the way, I think that is going to be the way out of your low point, out of your Ten of Swords moment, to grow roots, hold still, dig in, find a way, find a place where you feel safe, where you feel like you are at a stable place. And from there, you can allow yourself to grow, you can allow yourself to strengthen over time. I think that is going to be important. Now, I also want to pull up the charts because I don't know where Taurus is in your chart, but I can take a look at where it is in the current charts in the sky. And we have Uranus being in the sign of Taurus. And I talked about this in another reading as well. I don't remember which one. But Uranus is about surprises, about the unexpected, and it likes to be rebellious and like surprise. So, but Taurus is more about stability, and it craves stability. It likes knowing what to expect. So those energies do not mix well, and that is very confronting, very head-butting, if you will. So there might be something around Uranus in your chart as well, or just know that where Taurus is in your chart, you can expect some disruptions, some surprises to happen. So take a look at what house is ruled by Taurus, or what planets you have in the sign of Taurus, and like what house that is in, and then look up what that house means and where you can expect some disturbances to happen, Pisces. Now, for the last card, I want to take a look at what energies you can expect in the month of October for Pisces. Okay, I have Isolation, which is not a fun card to get after 2020 and up. But overall, this can either be an encouragement to know that when you are at your low point, with the Ten of Swords, when you are at your low point, you are never alone in feeling that way. There are always other people who are feeling a similar way. So definitely don't feel discouraged, and know that there are ways out of there. Know that there are beautiful things out there for you in life, and that there are people who have been at this point where you are right now, who have gone on to do amazing things in life and for themselves as well. So know that, to not feel too alone in your current situation and your current emotional environment, so to speak. But isolation could also be really literally that you are like physically being alone. Maybe that is something that you are craving. Maybe that's something that you are really needing, to just be alone and to really work on yourself by yourself, without outside disruptions, without outside disturbances. But that is all personal preferences and whatever is going on in your life right now. So definitely let me know how this reading resonated with you guys. I would love to hear it. You can also book a private one-on-one tarot reading through the link in the description box below, or subscribe to the channel if you want to see more tarot chats and pick card readings like this. I would love to have you here, but for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.